morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning, and it is a chilly Sunday morning. No?
Yes.
It's, what did you, the high today is going to be 59 or something like that?
57, they said.
57. So,
It's almost the 1st of June.
It is almost the 1st of June. It's crazy. It's been a long time since it's been this cold in this part of Maine. But anyway.
Up that field across the road.
So, what?
That field across the road, somebody worked that?
Somebody worked up a field across the road, just so you guys are aware.
They did that without me catching it.
Huh, how about that? Probably happened yesterday. So we had a really good time at the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage that I did get.
And
I'm not
breezy.
sure.
There's probably going to be a wind chill today.
This is what happens. I try to talk, he interrupts me. Are you done now, Gabe?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay. What he was saying is that he thinks there's a wind chill. Anyway,
Pretty breezy.
so I hope that you guys enjoyed the footage that we got. I'm not sure if this is the start of a new vlog or if I'm tailing on to the other one, but at any rate, we are just getting ready to head into church here in a little bit. Choir singing today. It's our last Sunday that we sing before we break for the summer. And that's why this afternoon we have the end of the year choir party. So fortunately, I can't remember if I vlogged about it yesterday, but I was worried about my rhubarb dessert. I put it in the fridge. It's fine. It gelled up. It doesn't look as pretty as it normally does. Again, I really don't know why. I don't know what the deal was, but it's fine. And it'll be fine. I'm sure it will taste fine, and it's just not as pretty as normal. So, yeah, that's what's happening. I am in this because I have not decided what to wear yet because of it being cold. And actually in the not in the sanctuary, but in the fellowship hall, it's always really warm. And then partway through church, the warmness makes its way into the sanctuary. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But that's what's happening today. The choir party isn't until noon. Church is done at 10. I already have the dessert cut and on plates. So I'm hoping that when we come home, I can go for my walk in between church and leaving for the choir party. So that's my plan. I don't even know. So I think I'm gonna wear a blazer today. And I don't know. I'll come back and show you. All right, so this is what I went with. Nothing too spectacular. Jeans, a turquoise kind of aqua-y color, cami, and then this jacket that I recently got. It's navy blue from Lane Bryant. I really like this. I like the shape of this particular one. It's hard for me to show you because holding my hand up here. For those of you, by the way, that are new and wonder why I have to hold it up. See if I hold it here, how these lines appear in the camera. So if I hold it up and at an angle, then it doesn't do that as much. What are you gonna do? So anyway, and then these earrings I got from Unlimited Elizabeth's website. She makes jewelry. And I love them. I've had them for quite a while. And I've been wearing for the past week my Lilac Path from Erin fragrance. Love it. Love, love, love. All right, well, off we go. Look at this one. This is his outfit of the day.
I have to lead the congregation in worship.
You look spectacular. He's reading today. That's what he's talking about. All right, so we will see you after.
Well, good morning, everyone. Bob here. It's Sunday morning, 10:30. We just got back from church. Kristin's going for a walk right now, and then she has her choir end of the year party coming up. She's going to go to that. I'm welcome to go too, but she's letting me get out of it. There's a few things I want to accomplish yet today. For those of you who don't know, I'm not going to say where I work, but I work for a manufacturing facility in Shawano. And up till about 2.5 years ago, I was pretty much working 6, maybe sometimes even 7 days a week. So I didn't have, whenever I had opportunity and had work to be done, no matter what day it was, that's when I did it. But now, for about the last year or so, I've worked a few Saturdays, but I've had pretty much weekends off. And so instead of having to rush and try to get everything done during the week, I can utilize Saturdays and Sundays. And it's kind of nice. I mean, to have a whole day, first of all, I don't need to do it when I get home because I go to work. You know, I get up at 3:15, I go to work, and I'm there for 9.5 hours or so. Sometimes not quite that much, but most of the time at least 9. And then I usually go to the gym to work out after work. So when I get home, I'm pretty much tuckered out as far as wanting to do anything. So I try to keep it, and if I know I'm going to be off the weekend and the weather's going to be good and I got stuff I want to get accomplished, I try to save it for the weekend to get it done. So, and so far this weekend I've gotten everything done I wanted to accomplish on Saturday. And now it's Sunday. And for those of you who are new, this is our camper. Kristin and I actually own this with another couple of friends of ours. We bought it in 2002, brand new, so it's 13 years old now, 14 almost. And obviously, you know, as things, it's starting to show wear. So one of the things you do in the spring, just so you know, when I put it away in the fall, I only do a few things. Number one, I pull the battery out, which I'm actually have in the garage here. I'm going to be charging that up this week. When Kristin and I go camping, we normally go to electric sites, but we always have the battery. You never know, power could go out, and at least we'd have something to keep the refrigerator running and keep, have lights in the camper if the power actually would go out. So far it hasn't happened, but caution on the safe side. So anyway, in the fall when I put it away, like I said, I pull the battery out. I put a tarp down on the lawn where I'm going to park it. I set it up. I cleaned it all out, obviously, on the inside. And then I packed bounce. I had a tip from a friend of mine I work with to put bounce sheets, just your regular dryer sheets, bounce, inside the camper. I don't know if the other dryer sheets will work or not. I was just recommended to use bounce. But I strategically place them underneath cushions and the mattresses and stuff like that. That helps keep the animals out in the wintertime. And then also, like I said, I put on a tarp down because I backed the camper over the tarp, and then I put mothballs on top of the tarp. So that's pretty much all I do in the fall to put it away. And then obviously in the spring, it's always, let's pop it up and see, what happened. Well, I'm happy to report that no critters got in there over the winter. That's a good sign. And it was dry. That's always another thing you look for in the spring. If any moisture got inside. We get moisture in our storage because maybe I'll show you this weekend when we go camping, but we do have a crack in the storage unit in the front of it. So you can't see it now because it's set up, but yeah, we have a nice storage. That's the nice thing about this camper is two advantages. Number one, the dinette slides out here. That gives you a ton of room inside, and then we have the storage in the front too. So just well advantaged. But anyway, so as popping it up yesterday, I popped it up, and we didn't get critters inside. We did not get any moisture inside the camper itself, but we had an infestation of Japanese beetles. And so now today the project is they're inside and out all over the tent. I need to get them out of there. So that's going to be the job for today. And then another thing I noticed too is we have a little tear in our screen, and I believe there's a patch kit you can get for that. I'll show you that close up. It's right there. You can see it. I mean, obviously that's big enough. Any bug could fit through there. We've had tears, and this is the only screen. This is where Kristin and I sleep on this end of the camper, and this is the only screen that's had tears in. I don't understand that. Why is this the only one? Doesn't make any sense to me. So, but I got to run to the Fleet Farm again today and get some repair, and I can repair that up because obviously we don't want bugs and stuff getting in. For those of you who are new, this is the inside. Yep, you can see we've got Japanese beetles all over, so I'm going to have to get the vacuum out and get rid of those. This is Kristin and I's side. This is our bunk that we sleep on, and then usually when it's just the two of us going camping, then we just use this whole side here for storage. We put all our clothes and stuff over here and things like that. So, but yeah, there's Japanese beetles. See them all, folks? Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't know what Japanese, they're like ladybugs. You would think they're ladybugs. And why are Japanese beetles in Wisconsin, you might ask? From what I understand is a lot of farmers are growing more soybeans in this part of the woods, this neck part of the country right now. And for some reason, I guess, from what I understand, the Japanese beetles help out with the soybeans. Don't ask me what, but then the problem with that is in the fall when it starts to cool down, they look for warm places to crawl into and stay for the winter. And that's a problem, you know. Especially like on the front of our house has brick on it, so that brick from the sun hitting it all day is nice and warm. So the Japanese beetles attach themselves right to that brick, and and then they make a mess. Then they're so. But yeah, so that's I know I rambled a little bit longer there probably than what I intended to, but that's going to be the project for today. I just thought I'd show you the camper. Obviously, you'll probably see a lot more of it this coming weekend because Kristin and I have our first camping trip of the year coming up. We're going to Wisconsin Dells. We're excited about that. It's always exciting to get that done. So, all right, we'll check in a little bit later. I'll probably get some work done in the garden this afternoon, so maybe I'll take you out there and show you that later on this afternoon. So, it's a nice crisp spit it out game, as Kristin would say. Crisp, cool day here. Good day for getting some work done outside, actually. Not too hot. So, all right. All right. So, excuse me. I plugged in the cord for the camper. You can see I got the cord stretched out and plugged into the garage for the electricity, and all the lights and everything inside the camper work. So that's a good sign that things are working fine. So I do have a tip for everyone. Before I explain what the tip is, I just want to thank everyone for the nice comments and nice gestures that everyone made as far as me doing the vlogging on my own last weekend. It's very well appreciated and things like that. So I just want to say a thank you to everyone. There's one of the neighbors. He's got a truck just like mine. A little bit different color, that's about it. But yeah, I appreciate the comments, and I'll vlog as much on my own as I can. Usually Kristin's with me anywhere we go, anytime we go somewhere. But yeah, keep the nice comments and things coming. It's very much appreciated. The tip I have for everyone is when you pull a trailer, obviously you have your lights. And if you recall from last year, the first camping trip, we went down to Wisconsin Dells, and our trailer lights were not working. So I pretty much had to use hand signals or slow way down before I made turns. Luckily, I made mainly all right-hand turns. There was very few left-hand turns. But I used the hand signal out the window, signifying to the people behind me that I was turning one way or the other or stopping. But the tip I have is WD-40 makes this electrical contact cleaner. And I found this at the Fleet Farm. And what you do is you basically go up to your plug-in on your trailer. Now, first of all, I know my truck is working. The lights on my truck work because I've already had the boat plugged in several times this year, and we've checked the lights on the boat and the boat trailer. That all works fine. So I know everything in the truck is working the way it's supposed to. But what happens is the camper, the boat stays inside. The camper stays outside. So moisture gets up into the plug-in for your lights here and causes your contacts not to make a good connection. So what you do is just take this WD-40 spray, this contact spray that I have here, and since it's not going to rain now for a few days, I'm going to really spray that thing full, and that'll help clean those contacts out. And so hopefully when we plug it in and leave on Thursday to go camping, our lights are going to work on a trailer. So that's what I did last year. After we got back from the Dells, I went and found this spray and then sprayed it full, and then our lights worked again. So I'm going to go ahead and spray that in there right now and let it sit for a couple of days, and then hopefully when we plug our trailer in, the lights are going to work. All right, I just thought I'd share that with everyone.
All right, so it's 10 to 12. I'm back from my walk, and I thought I would show you. this choir party is outside. I've been through a few different things. I'm not sure, you'll probably see I have a scarf sitting on the bed back behind me. I just am not sure what to wear, but I pulled this jacket out because it's lighter. I thought it was more kind of summery. I got this at TJ Maxx. It's Calvin Klein full leather, like a cross between vanilla and beige. Vanilla? Anyway, so I just thought I would show you quickly. So this is what I decided to wear. I just put purple underneath it for some color. And then I'm wearing this. And then I'm just wearing my brown Pumas. So, yeah, I'm going to head out the door here. And Bob decided he has some things here he needs to do, so he's not going. And, yeah, that is that. I think he showed you the camper already, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to grab the dessert and head out the door.
Just a little update. I got pretty much the camper done. Took me a lot longer than I expected. It's already a little afternoon already. Kristin has left for her choir picnic. So I'm going to keep continuing to do some work. One of the things I looked at was our cast iron skillets. We have cast iron skillets that we have for the camper. And really what I should do in the fall, before I put the camper away, I should pull them out, give them a good cleaning in the fall, and maybe put them in somewhere where they're going to stay dry, because they were, you know, a little messy. Now, I don't think it was rust. I just think we didn't do a very good job of cleaning them up the last time we used them. So I brought them in the house, put a little oil in them, put them on top of the stove, just to give them a little quick cleaning here. And lo and behold, I didn't turn the fan on the microwave above the stove, and they started smoking, obviously, and the smoke detector went off. So I guess in a positive note, we know the smoke alarms work, right? So that's a good thing. That's a way to test them, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna give these things, let them cool down a little bit. Since Kristin's gone, I'm gonna take advantage of it. I mop the floors. I do it every 2 weeks. Usually it's on Mondays, and it worked out really well when Kristin was on choir, because she wouldn't be home until, you know, by the time she got home it was a little after 7, so the floors had plenty of time to dry before she got home. I mean, not that I would still do it on Mondays if I had to, but I'm going to take advantage of the fact that she's gone for the afternoon for her picnic. I'm going to go ahead and mop the floors today, so that way I don't have to worry about doing it tomorrow. So I'm going to get these pans, let these pans cool down a little bit, clean them up a little bit, and then I'm going to run to the Fleet Farm probably and try to find some patch repair for that screen in the camper. And like I said, it took me a while to get all those Japanese beetles out of there. Did I miss some? Probably. I'm sure we'll find some next weekend. Because they were in every nook and corner, curtains and everything else. I was checking. I swept, I shook out the sleeping bag really well. We have a big sleeping bag in the camper that came with the camper. It's a nice one. But for most part, Kristin and I just use that for extra padding on the mattress when we're sleeping. And we just bring blankets. She's got a whole bag full of blankets that we bring along to cover up with, and then we can just use the sleeping bag for extra padding. So I just thought I'd check in and share that with you. All right, so I'm back from Fleet Farm, and I can continue my day. This is what I purchased to try to fix the hole in the screen. I'm going to give this a shot and see what happens. We'll keep you updated. Nothing else. We just take some clear 3M tape along with us next weekend. If we have to tape the screen shut, that'll work too, just for the weekend. And then something else I purchased at the Fleet Farm, this Miracle Grow Shake and Feed. I'm going to take this out to the garden when I go out and do some weeding here in a few minutes, and sprinkle that on. Like I said, the garden, excuse me, the garden, first year we're experimenting with it, and there has been nothing but weeds and grass growing out there for quite a while. Hasn't probably been any crops planted on this lawn or this property for quite a while. So I'll give the garden, we'll give it as much of an opportunity to grow as we can. And then probably later on, I'm going to mix up we have deer out here, obviously, and they like to go in the garden. So I have a concoction that was passed along to me by my father-in-law, which was passed along to him by a good friend of ours who is a master gardener, that I can mix up and then spray that around the garden and in the garden and things like that to try to help keep the deer away from the garden. So I'll be mixing that up later this afternoon, and hopefully Kristin will be home and so she can videotape me doing that when I do that. So all right, I'm gonna go out in the garden and do a little bit of weeding, and then when I'm done with that, I will take you out there and show you what the garden looks like so far.
Well, so if this, let me get my sunglasses and earphones. If this isn't a little bit of a role reversal, I don't know what is.
Welcome to Bob in the kitchen. Take that, Laura Vitale.
But he's not making something you can eat.
No, trust me. A little earlier I told you I was gonna make, we have a deer
Situation
in Wisconsin in the garden. So anyway, we don't want deer in the garden, right? We planted the garden to get a harvest. So I told you
for us to eat, not for them.
Yeah, so I told, as I stated out earlier, that there is a concoction that I can put together, given to me by my father-in-law, who was given to him by another good friend of ours.
Who's a master gardener.
Yes, who was a master gardener here in Shawano County. So basically what it is, it's an egg, and you break that up into a bowl. And you gotta really whip this up really good. Mix it up.
We'll come back when it's all mixed up.
Yeah, we'll come back. Once the egg is beat up, the next ingredient to add is a cup of milk.
By the way, don't store this inside.
Yes. Once you have this all made up, you don't want to store this inside.
For obvious reasons.
I know for a fact it smells, because when Skip and Patsy go on vacation and I take care of the garden, I have to spray this stuff on the garden. And it smells. Okay?
Yeah. Which is the whole point.
A couple of other things I want to point out is you're going to want to save some empty gallon jugs and old used. I mean, you can buy spray bottles at Walmart or wherever, dollar store, they're pretty cheap. But if you have old ones laying around, these work just as well too. You can just use these. I bought this stuff at Walmart. Deer be gone. Doesn't work. Evidence in the garden, deer tracks. So, but I saved the bottle because it's got a good sprayer on it. So any bottles like this, that safer spray that I showed you that I use on the plants and stuff, those empty bottles, that's fantastic for this stuff. You can buy the cheap ones too, and they're okay. One of the things you want to do after it's been sitting for a while, because you want to keep this outside in the garage or someplace, is that before you dump it into your spray bottles, you're going to want to strain it. Okay, because the milk's going to curdle. And it's going to be nasty, trust me, yes. And you don't want to do that stuff in the house. The initial mix-up is fine to do in the home here, but once you have it all mixed up and setting for a while, you don't want to bring it into the house at all.
So we have some oil, any kind of oil.
We have a tablespoon of cooking oil, any kind of cooking oil will work.
Canola, vegetable, whatever.
Yep. Pour that in.
Some precise measuring there.
Yeah, well.
Eyeball it.
Care.
That's right.
So I'm hoping to spray this tonight before, I'm hoping the wind dies down this evening. Before.
And some dish soap.
1 tablespoon of any kind of dish soap. Don't ask me why.
We don't know why. We just know it works.
It just calls for it in the recipe. So, and it does work. So, why argue?
My dad has a
And then you mix this all
camera.
up.
My dad has a, what is that called? The
Trail cam.
Trail
Or,
camera.
yeah, trail camera.
And he has seen deer will come up, sniff, turn around, and walk away.
So now it doesn't smell bad right now. Okay.
But it will. So that's all that goes in it, right?
And then a gallon of water.
And then you mix that with a gallon of water, which is what this bucket over here
That's
is
what I'm going to use
for.
this pail for. When I put it all together, and then I got a funnel, and I'll be able to pour it into my gallon jugs for storage.
All right.
My spray bottles. All right. So we'll keep you posted on how well it works. But I just thought I'd share that with you in case you have. This is not only for deer. This works for other animals too.
Yep.
So you can go ahead
Keeps
and do
everything
this.
out. Rabbits too, apparently.
Yeah, rabbits, or especially rabbits.
All right, good job, honey.
Thank you.
He has one more thing to add.
Yes, now that I have it all mixed up, I said that I wanted to spray this out tonight if the wind died down. Actually, that is not correct. You want to leave this sit for a day before you use it. So I'm just going to pour this into my gallon containers that I have and leave it sit out in the garage until tomorrow night. And then I'll spray it. So
There you
hopefully
go.
the deer will stay away tonight.
Addendum.
Alright, so I'm about to take you out and show you the garden, but there's something else I discovered this afternoon. Last Monday, Memorial Day, we grilled out, and there were a lot of bees flying around the grill, and I couldn't figure out why. So I decided to investigate this afternoon, because tonight I'm going to grill up some chicken breast, and for the week, you know, we can have them for sandwiches or salads throughout the week. And then I'm going to grill up some brats for dinner tonight. So I decided to pull the grill out. And the grill's out there on the deck. And it's a little windy outside, so I'm going to apologize for the footage. But I just wanted to show you what I discovered. And look at there. That explains why the bees are flying around the grill. They built themselves a little hive underneath there. So I've already sprayed it down. And I'm going to knock that off of there before I grill up, let it dry out, well, so let's make a point here. I know bees are important to the ecology of our earth, right? I mean, we have plants, we have flowers, we have a garden, and it's up to the bees to pollinate everything. I get it. So they're important. Okay. I also understand that we've built homes now in areas where wildlife used to roam freely years ago and things like that. And I understand all that. But let me tell you, if you look around here, there's all kinds of area where bees can build hives and turkeys can roost and chipmunks can dig holes and everything else where they don't need to bother us. You know, I'm a person that I fully understand that bees are important to our ecology, and I'm gladly leave them alone. But they can also leave me alone as well. If they don't bother me, I won't bother them. So I just thought I'd point that out. After investigating, I'll know why there's bees. So, all right, I'm going to walk out to the garden. I'll show you the guys the garden. All right, folks. So here's the garden 1 week later. I just did some weeding, a few new plants out in the garden here. First of all, well, I guess we'll start over on this end. You can see all of my potatoes are pretty much up. They're coming up very nicely here. See you close up, get the string out of the way, Bob. So I got 12 potatoes. Some of these are going to need to be hilled yet later this week. So I planted the sugar snap peas, you can see. Hopefully the sun won't bother you, but you can see they're starting to come up already. Sugar snap, and I got my little fence out here. I'm hoping the vines will grow up onto that fence. Got my pepper plants here. Alright. Got the watermelon. They're doing okay. You know, like I said, I just weeded. There's still a few weeds out there. And then here's some honeydew melon I just planted yesterday. So they're good, and I got some cantaloupe. I don't know what happened here. They look like I don't know if the frost got them last night a little bit or what, but you know, one thing I didn't do, and I probably should have, is I should have gave them a little bit of water, because I mounded up the dirt yesterday, and I should have maybe given them some water yesterday, but I gave them some today. And the cucumbers, I mean, these are really doing well. These have really grown up in the last week. And then those are the salad cucumbers. And then these are the pickled cucumbers. And then I put 4 more tomato plants in. I got 8 tomato plants total. And yes, you can see the cages are right side the way they need to be now for everyone. Thank you very much for the information. I kind of figured that out on my own. But yeah, I just had them in wrong. So, but I've got 8 tomato plants, 4 cherry tomato plants, 4 big regular tomato plants, all different varieties. So I want to see which one's going to do best. Okay. Over here I got the radishes. Up to the point where there's still a few weeds. I didn't get every weed, you know, because I don't want to really disturb stuff yet. It's still growing. Like right here's one. I can pull this one out. Get that out of there. Alright, here's another one. You can see I tilled yesterday too. That little tiller, the little tiller I bought last Monday, fantastic, works great. You know, because of the size of it, I can get pretty close to where I need to be. You know, it's pretty flexible. So But I got radishes here, lettuce is starting to come. Here you can see that starting to come up pretty nice, and the spinach over here. There's a few more weeds I missed. I see. I said you're never going to get them all, guys. So you know, just keep that in mind. You'll never get them all. There's always going to be weeds in the garden. One thing I can do with my father-in-law, what he does is he puts, and you've probably seen this, he puts hay down in between his rows to act as a mulch. That does two purposes. Number one, it keeps the weeds down, obviously, and number two, it helps keep the moisture in the soil under. So that's something I might consider doing yet this year, is getting some mulch and putting some mulch, some hay bales, slabs of hay down. But you can see the corn is starting to come. I did some weeding. So I did do some weeding. I was very careful. I didn't want to disturb the soil too much, but it is starting to come. There's 5 rows of corn here. So, and when I was weeding, I noticed that a lot of it's just first starting to poke through the ground. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll keep you updated on the garden throughout the summer. All right.